So we'll be very comfortable as that is
a Trundle. It's going to be Trundle, isn't it? Trundle into the Xin. A lot of power if the Xin gets cut off, and it's very good in dilution because he's low range and needs to be dashing forward. And the Yuumi I mentioned earlier looks like it's going to fit the bill here because it's going to be able to deal with a lot of this pressure. Okay, going for an engaged support, though, creates a level of volatility in this lane that I just am not a huge fan of.
See? They knew!
Support Draven.
The Draven angle would have been the brave option. Instead, we're going to have Lucian Yuumi versus the Melio Xayah this time around.
Now under threat because Gideon just left him here.
Let's see whether this pillar can actually make this one work as Namgung does detach. They're trying to tank up this turret as Diable's flashed on in. That is first blood over to the Yuumi though. They're going to pick up a double and oh my god, that could not have gone worse for Nongshim.
And the Xayah can't actually chase for the kill.
And Casting's just having a bit of a giggle about what's going on. That dive has really warped everything here in this game. As Teddy, piercing light comes down, fire kick goes wide, and he's now in that fog of war. Lehen's so incredibly low. Is Teddy still going to be going down a little bit here?
That control ward's still there. It's still so valuable. They're in trouble.
They
no flash.
Not do this as Gideon going to flash in with the audacious charge. Diable, no flash available. He's just dead. Lehen's, he's going to flash, and that will keep him alive for the moment, but with no Xayah there.
Finally, a jungler comes topside.
Yeah, just going to eat the Maiden for 50 gold.
Brick going over here with all this extra damage.
This is not where Scout wants to be either. Wind becomes lightning and he's going to miss because of the flash. So much money as well. And so it now gets like, the gold lead for Teddy gets cut in half entirely, and there is that gold grab. Sometimes you gotta love production, knowing exactly what to do. And yeah, the outer turret is going to survive. Kingin just jumps on top of Teddy, and he's dead! Oh god!
And then they got two turrets for Nongshim. Bro's response was poor. Now, with the swap back, Diablo's looking for another turret.
Well, let's see what they can do here as in goes Gideon. The final chapter comes on down. Kingin is going to be able to get out. Diablo's fine. Featherstorm, Flash, and Exhaust all expended. The Nongshim will escape. And yeah, it's a Chemtech. Sometimes we like to say that Chemtech isn't great. For a Trundle composition, it's pretty good.
As they're going to try to TP him into a flank.
All right, the flanking Yorick is the deadliest as in comes the Maiden. Kingin is going to get routed. There's the final chapter, and the Jace will be going down first. Nongshim are just going to secure the Dragon as now the kite back begins. Can Diable make that one work? The answer is definitely not. It's a double for the Yorick as Casting now has a little cat as well as a bunch of ghouls, and he has the right skin for it as well. Into the ghoulie wall they go, but it looks like Nongshim will be allowed to escape for now.
And the gold they got, it matters, but it doesn't change the full story.
Sponge, don't listen to the voices. Don't listen to the voices. He listened to the voices! He's going to need to subjugate. It's not going to work! As the final chapter comes down, looking for some snares. Doesn't quite get it. Teleport in from Scout, though, as now Teddy has to flash to get out of the way. Still, it's a pick onto the jungler. Do you think that Gideon assumes he has a gold lead? Because I personally, if I was him, would assume that he'd have a gold lead. As Sponge going to get stunned up here. Does have to subjugate him. My god! They can't hurt him when he presses that button. Casting comes down though, and they will keep Gideon alive at least for the moment. Sponge running real quickly on that tainted ground.
Too much
now Kingin trying to rout them. There's the Arcane Storm down from Scout.
And Brion just can't close the gap. I mean, Roamer has flash, but it's a long flash she's going to need to get in and engage here. Gideon with no Crescent Guard.
Whoa, the flash from Roamer. I don't know about that position from Diable, but he goes up into the sky, puts the feathers down, and now Kingin to the skies into the back line. And they do look to take down Tim as the flash forward. He takes down the Annie, but he will get taken out for it. Gideon now in a lot of trouble. Teddy getting chased down. The flash in, but Teddy stays alive. He's skating, and he's able to get the double as Scout falls. Diable so close to dead, but he will stay alive for the moment. 3-2, and that should be soul point to the Bros.
The defense of Roamer's flash was great, but they didn't need to chase that far onto Teddy, and it's going to backfire in a huge way. And now Diable, I think, is probably just going to get run down. Lahen's 100% dead. Yeah, and this is a disaster for Nongshim.
There were 4 that were alive. Actually, it's just the cat is a little bit confusing. That was a cute flash from Diable.
Okay, he gets away.
Well, Gideon and Roma are making their way over. Teddy's here as well. They're going to have everyone there except for Casting, whose teleport is still not off cooldown. Gideon gets in. It's going to be a 50-50, but Gideon's going down low. The Cullic's massive. They steal the Baron. Teddy's just partying on the Arcane Storm and not caring at all. King is dead, and the Bros are going to destroy Nongshim now. The Featherstorm comes in, but, I mean, that was way too late. The Bros let him go. They've gotten what they wanted.
Just continue to siege because there's not that much left on the map here for Bro. They've got 5 turrets to 3. They just keep feeding team fights over to Bro, and now that standing gold you mentioned is still a thing.
Jump scare as Sponge doesn't have Subjugate, nor does he have his life. Teddy's going to be able to lock him down. Scout now trying to stay alive against both of these brawly members of the Bros, and he is just dead.
It's a pretty good dragon for this comp, especially with the Xin, who does have a gold lead now.
And the Yorick. So a very good moment here as Diable will be able to get some autos onto Gideon, who does throw down the Crescent Guard. It's pretty early, and there's not a whole lot that they can do about it. It does wear off now as he has to flash, gets over the wall to burn the tick, and he's down to the Subjugate. And Nongshim, they get rid of the jungler right as the dragon is spawned. Maybe a chance to come back. Sponge takes the Mega Cone to get back towards his mid lane.
Lichbane picked up for the Victor. A really potent item as well if they end up just winning a fight suddenly with that open mid lane.
Oh, Roma looks for the angle, finds Diable in that backline, but the ulti does come through. Final chapter isn't the best as now Diable just gets on top of Roma. Roma should be dead, but no! It's the Zaya that goes down. Scout has to overextend. Lahen's looking to keep Sponge alive, but he'll fail to do so, and Teddy's on a rampage. Scout staying alive here towards his top side. Wind doesn't become lightning, and Gideon doesn't get in there. Okay, Gravity Well goes down, and Gideon will have to back away, but Scout has to try and get back, and I think the Bros have done it. Nongshim looked great in the first week of this round robin, but this time around, the Bros are going to find their win here in game number.
That inhibitor respawns, and Saya is going to respawn in 10. They're trying to force this here, and I think they might just have the damage.
I think they might. It's a naked Nexus. They're going to kill Scout first, just for fun. Teddy, an absolute monster here in this game as the Bros take down Nongshim here in the first series of this round, this week.